That health coach that wonders if you know enough about health? Do you lay awake at night worrying that maybe you should take one more class on leaky gut, one more class about autoimmunity, one more course about depression before you start helping other people? In this video, I'm going to be sharing the #1 way to stop the endless wondering once and for all, so please stay tuned. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for new health coaching videos every Monday. And if you want to have a no-pressure chat about how we can help you reach your health coaching career goals, book a complimentary call with us here. IFHC, where we give you the blueprint for a successful, functional health coaching career that you're crazy about. I'm Carmen Hunter, and I'm the founder of the Institute for Functional Health Coaching and an active health coach for almost a decade. So I have some experience with dealing with this kind of feeling of anxiety and wondering if I'm enough to help other people. And I can tell you that I started out my business the same way. I dove into every podcast, every single thing I could listen to or read or learn about chronic conditions because I felt like if I didn't stay ahead of it, someone else was going to know more than I did, or someone might come to me and ask me something that I don't know anything about. It was a really big fear for me. It created a lot of anxiety in me when I would think about, what if someone comes to me with an autoimmune condition that I haven't heard of? What if somebody asks me, can I help them with their diabetes or their cancer or their depression? It was something that really kind of weighed me down when I first started this business. And then I learned this. The minute you learn something about a condition or a problem or a diagnosis or something like that, things can change on a dime. And then all of a sudden new research comes out and everything that you thought you knew is no longer valid or no longer relevant to what you're trying to teach your client. So I have created the concept of learn as you go. And the way it works is, say you have a client that comes to you and they tell you that they've got type 2 diabetes. You have no experience with type 2 diabetes. You know a little bit about it, but not enough to feel confident to help someone. How do you go about helping that particular client? How do you go about saying, I can confidently walk you through this process of finding the answers to your problems? You tell them a couple of things. First, you tell them, I am absolutely passionate about helping you on this journey. And, type 2 diabetes is one of those things that I've always wanted to learn more about. I have an extensive amount of knowledge in, and insert whatever you have knowledge in. Maybe it's a very low carb diet. Maybe it's a keto diet. Maybe it's stress perception, things like that can affect diabetes. But you tell them, I'd really like to learn more about how to help people navigate this condition and this problem. So while I do the research, I'm going to send you some ideas and some considerations and recommendations to look into. And then we're going to sit down and we're going to have a really good conversation. We're going to learn together. The other thing you can do is you can provide resources and information based on what their doctor has suggested to them. So say the doctor says to them, you really need to go on a very low carb diet, but doesn't give them any references or resources to navigate that or to even get started. That's an area where you can say, I would be happy to help provide you with those recommendations and suggestions, and you tell me which one of those fits the best for you. And we can do this with any type of condition, any problem, anything that someone's been diagnosed with. And I want you to think about this as well. So consider this. If you were someone that went out and learned everything you could possibly learn about let me say this, the trending problems people are talking about. Leaky gut is a big one. Hashimoto's, all of these trending health conditions that are coming across our feed today. Let's say you dive in and you learn everything you can about those things, right? But yet no one ever comes to you with those problems. You have to remember that you have then spent all of the time and perhaps the money on a course or a class learning about something that maybe you haven't even been approached to help someone with yet. So it's one of those things that when you are able to just relax in the idea and the concept that you have enough passion, you have enough general knowledge about health in general and whole food lifestyles and things like that we should all be following, that if someone comes to you with a problem, that you're going to have a process and an ability to research it and learn about it as you go along. And then remember this, that's your education. So if someone comes to you with a problem with, like, say, thyroid, you have no idea, but they're like, that's okay, I'm willing to hire you and get started on these other areas while you learn about it, you are then getting your education in thyroid issues right there. So then for the next client that comes your way. Is that making sense for you guys? That is the way that I have learned how to build a successful practice with a wait list, is to learn as I go and start using that extra time that I'm not researching and diving into podcasts and books and courses and all of those things about conditions, and take that extra time to build my business. So tell me what the questions are that you have about the process of learning as you go. Post your comments and your questions below, and I'm happy to answer you and lead you through this. It is absolutely the best system in the world for helping clients and learning more as you go. And don't forget, if you want to know more about building a successful functional health coaching practice, visit us at instituteforfunctionalhealthcoaching.com.